Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to give you guys my thoughts and a pretty interesting clip featuring the Darkness. I played a lot of this card in the last week with the Brawliseum Wild Heroic-y Tavern Brawl. After that, I liked the decks and themes I was playing so much, I actually just went to play Wild with them. Now, that was a lot less successful than I had hoped it would be, but it was still quite a lot of fun, and in the end, I tried to really gauge the viability of not just like mill decks and fatigue decks in general, but the Darkness as a standalone card. It's such an interesting card. It was, let's say, playable, not necessarily great, but it was playable during the crazy Rizakus Priest meta because adding a whole bunch of duplicates in your opponent's deck slowed their combo of having singletons and drawing exactly those two cards that you know what I'm talking about, a lot more inconsistent. So it had that usefulness, but that's pretty weak. In general, the Darkness isn't too bad in the type of like Mill Warrior deck that I was playing, but well, it wasn't too great either. The idea of the Darkness is if your opponent has a really small deck, you really do get like a 4-mana 2020. It might be delayed like a turn or two, something like that. It wouldn't be too bad. And yeah, it's obviously very high value and very high tempo when you push the board, and a lot of people generally don't include a lot of hard removal in their deck, but those that do are typically control decks that are likely to be decked out in that way. So yeah, it has trouble staying alive, but when you're playing the mill decks, it's also pretty good to just have a card you can just get rid of from your hand. If you play a lot of Cold Light Oracle action, you actually need to keep your hand size pretty low. So the Darkness is actually a very good fit in these mill decks, but here's where it fails big time. So you can't actually copy the Darkness. If you play the Darkness, you can't like shadow cast it. You can't Gorgonzola it. You just it's not targetable on the board. So that's a bit of a problem, because if you play the Darkness and your opponent doesn't get the candles, or the candles get destroyed, I'll talk about that in a second, it's literally a dead card, and that's what really sucks about it. And the main problem is that the Darkness is really good in these mill/fatigue deck types, but if you are in a position where your opponent has like 9 cards and you got like double Cold Light in your hand and you can mill 4 cards from his deck, you're going to take that opportunity. Now, here's where things go to shit. The candles, when they are milled, are considered cards and they don't activate for the Darkness. So if you just play Darkness, he's got exactly 3 candles, and then if like 2 turns later you have another one of these positions where you can mill like 4 cards from your opponent, which this happens a lot, by the way, all right? So if you're in that position and you go for the mill and you even get a single candle, not only does it make Darkness completely useless, you now have 6 board slots maximum instead of 7, but you actually didn't mill 4 cards. You milled like 3 if you actually hit a candle, or 2 if you hit 2 candles. And it's dead. The card is totally dead. The only like deck type that can actually feature this amazing creation, in my opinion, actually has gigantic negative synergy. It has like, it's like 60% positive synergy and like 40% negative synergy. And it's still like, it's an okay card in that type of deck, but it's so frustrating. It seems like such a misfit card. I think cards like the Candle, there are a few cards like that. There's like the Iron Juggernaut Bomb and a few others. I think those type of cards should activate whether or not they are milled. And I think that is a really big improvement for people who like playing these decks. And actually, I think there are a lot of people who like playing these type of decks. It's just that, well, it hasn't been easy for us. If you like Fatigue, if you like Mill, most of the decks have just been super low power level. There's been so many counters. Like, my favorite deck before Mean Streets of Gadgetzan was Fatigue Druid, and then Druid just got Jade Idol. So like Jade Druid became Fatigue Druid, but it wasn't really Fatigue Druid, it was just Jade Druid. So, the Fatigue archetype has just gotten so slammed, and I think just a small revision in the mechanics of cards like the Darkness could make such a big deal. But In any case, the darkness can still persevere through all its disadvantages, through its card types, abilities, and even the deck type as a whole. And today I want to give you guys a featurette of the first time I activated and was actually able to attack with the darkness. Enjoy the game, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is very much a fatigue deck, yes. Maybe actually getting rewards for playing ladder. Yeah, maybe. That might have something to do with it.
Is someone injured?
Geist kills Warlock staples. Yeah. I can see that, yeah.
You are the shadows.
Oh man, it's this garbage again.
Let the pain speak to me.
So this just loses the Jade Druid. Yes, the one person that's playing Jade Druid right now will beat this deck most of the time.
Bring the pain.
It's a little premature because he's got the satellite shit, but whatever. Probably gonna come right now.
We're gonna be rich.
That is totally not what I expect.
Out of my jungle.
Why rat? For Kazakus? I don't give a shit about Kazakus, dude. I'm gonna take a fat shit on Kazakus when he just doesn't do anything and I just have an endless supply of cards.
Out of my jungle.
Alright, fine.
Your candles flicker, little kobolds.
Go away.
So if we kill that, we win the game. Got it.
Welcome to Grand Tournament, champion.
Well, Taunt is holding up right now, so...
Surrender your will to the cabal.
Damn it. Oh boy.
It's hammer time. Let the pain speak to me.
I'm just gonna keep trying to stall. Seems good. You gonna heal that too? Does he have circle healing? Yeah, that's pretty bad. What the fuck just happened? Okay. Actually, no, not okay. I have no fucking clue what's going on right now.
Special Bright and shiny. It's hammer time.
Leave me be. Look at me.
One by one.
That's pretty good. Good, pretty good. Alright.
Behold the glory of a new sun!
If I don't kill that, I'm gonna die.
Maybe... No, 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 no. I gotta move!
Oh!
It's hammer time! The light has betrayed me.
Candle? It is very unlikely he can kill me this turn, but... Oh. That helps a lot. Give it another 0. No, he doesn't. Why won't he play a minion? Just 1 minion, please.
Let me change your mind.
Ooh. I don't think I need both Dead Man's Hands right now. I think I need draws. I think I do need draws.
Let the pain speak to me. I gotta move!
Well, there's nothing there. Literally nothing there. Oh, that's a shame. Losing the darkness. You know, it happens. He had to take my acolyte. The trap was set. Oh god, what a clown fest.